Today, we are going to talk about how information is created. Information is everywhere, and one thing that is so great about higher education is that we can study just about anything. Depending on your subject of study and your interest, you are going to look for and use different kinds of information to help you learn the basics about the subject, explore different viewpoints in the subject, or analyze or experiment to solve a problem or challenge raised by the subject. In other words, you will have different information needs that can be supplied by different types of information. In higher education, we have special language categories to talk about how information types and how we create, share, and use them. One way we categorize information types is by primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. Another way we think about information is by scholarly and popular sources. Within these broad categories, we also talk about how specific formats of sources, like peer-reviewed journal articles, datasets, or monographs. Don't worry if you don't know what all these terms mean. We will define them throughout this tutorial, and you can always get help at the library. The cycle of producing, sharing, organizing, and using information is called the information life cycle. As students, instructors, researchers, and librarians, we are all participating in the information life cycle. How does the information life cycle relate to information types? When you are looking at a source of information, you can think about where it fits in the information life cycle, which will help you understand what kind of information source it is. First, thinking about how information was produced or created will help you understand if it is primary, secondary, or a tertiary source. Primary sources are often called original documents because they report, describe, or convey the results of an experiment, a first-hand account, or creative work. Examples include scientific research articles or datasets, news articles, journals, or letters, and original artwork or speeches. Sometimes, newspaper articles are considered a primary source, but other times they are considered a secondary source. It depends on your discipline. Secondary sources are documents written about, analyzing, or otherwise using primary sources. Examples include documentary films, editorial articles, monograph books, which are a specialized study of a subject, and research papers that analyze multiple primary sources, such as your own assignments sometimes. A tertiary source is a collection of primary and secondary sources, such as an encyclopedia or a textbook. A well-known version of a tertiary source is a Wikipedia article. Going back to the information life cycle and looking at how information was shared can help you determine whether it is a scholarly or a popular source. We will get into much greater detail on all the different types of sources in the next section.